Dana was in here earlier. He seemed very excited about the prospect of you fighting Arman again. So I guess what do you make of Arman as an opponent, and I guess how much does that rematch interest you?
I'm ready, man. Dana have my number, just call me and put some new challenge.
Have you been impressed with him since you guys first fought?
It's not make sense when you have rematch. I need some new challenge. But if Dana want, let's do it. No problem.
Thanks.
Islam tweeted, "Be ready, see you soon, boy." But he didn't specify it was you or Dustin or anyone. So I guess what's your message for Islam?
See you soon, boy.
So you've now shared the octagon with the former champion Charles Oliveira, and in your UFC debut, you took the fight on short notice with Islam Makhachev. I'm curious, which opponent do you feel is more dangerous, and how do you think the rematch would go with Islam?
With Islam, a rematch, I'm going to win. Doesn't matter how. I just need to win the fight because I want to be a champion. And the best case scenario is knock him out. And you ask between Charles and Islam? Yeah. So Charles more dangerous because if he knows very well jiu-jitsu. It's so dangerous for me because if you get that position where he's good, he can choke you out and that's it. Like I got in this first round was super tight choke, and if I didn't know how to escape from there, maybe I could sleep and lost that fight. That's why. And he's super strong. His punch he punched very strong too. So he knocked out a lot of people. He choked a lot of people. He has the most finishes in our division. Yeah, he's one of the best. And if we're gonna compare Charles and Islam, they're in same level. So.
When you have rematch, it's like same. When you exactly same opponent, you're training like you did the same camp, not make you happy. We're training last couple months for the same opponent, and I told the interview, when they make the interview in Dubai, I told them, hey, I have the same feeling. Last year, I was here in the same gym, same team, But when you prepare for some new opponents, it's different, And you become good fighter when you be training for other opponent, because every other opponent have something more, something different. But when you training for same opponent, it's like you stay in one level,
Yeah, no doubt in your mind, no matter what happens in any of these other fights, if you win this the way you think you're going to, you're fighting Islam next?
Yeah, definitely. Dana White said who win this fight gonna fight for the title, and I'm the next.
How different of a fighter are you now than when you fought Islam the first time, in your opinion? What have you improved on, do you think, the most?
What do you think? I fought like 10 times after that fight, and I feel like 10 winning streak I have after that fight. I didn't lose any fights from Islam fights, and it was 5 years ago. I got a lot of experience, my skills. I'm getting better every day. I feel it, and every camp, every camp I get better. So I feel this camp I was better than last one and previous one, and I'm going up. I don't know what's gonna be in 3-4 years. I'm gonna be unstoppable fighter. Since that 3 months left or 3.5 months left, and I was trained so hard, and I got to rest a little bit and then come back and have a full training camp and beat Islam Makhachev and be ready for that fight.
And you've made it known you wanted new opponents, but Arman, he's been on a tear in the lightweight division, and he earned the #1 contender fight. So I guess what have you made of Arman's run since your first fight so many years ago?
No, of course, if you watch the rankings, Arman is a #1 contender, and all my life I told people I want to fight with the real contender who deserve high-level fighters. That's why he deserve. We will fight.
After your first fight, a lot of people thought eventually you would rematch, maybe for the title. So I guess, did you know at some point you would eventually have to fight Arman, even though you had beaten him once before?
Yeah, if you watch his skills, he have good skills wrestling, and who have the wrestling skills, they control. They control lightweight many years ago, beginning from the Habib. Now it's myself and Arman have good skills. That's why he's #1 right now, and he a real contender who I want to fight.
Question for Arman. Obviously, you made your debut against Islam, so I guess you've obviously been watching him since that fight. So what have you made as his title run, and what have you seen in his growth as a martial artist?
Hello, guys. For sure, he's the best fighter in our division, and he defended his title a couple of times. And I'm so excited for this fight, and can't wait to be a champion.
You did an interview for Arman. You did an interview, and you said you had a secret move and a technique that could give you the edge in this fight against Islam. So I guess, could you give us any insight on what you see that could, reveal the secret technique that you have?
How can I tell you my secret technique? So it's gonna be surprise in January 18. I wanna get bonus. That's why I'm doing that secret technique.
I just wanted to ask, how do you feel Arman has grown since the last time you fought?
Как ты думаешь, он развился с прошлого вашего боя?
His first thing what he improved is experience. He have a lot of fights in UFC now. You cannot buy these things. It's happen becomes like every day, every fight. He have more experience, but the skills I think he have same. I saw his all fights. He have good wrestling. He take down his opponent, try to hold them, give him like hard time. But I know I have everything to defend his wrestling, to defend his fighting. That's why I'm best fighter in the world right now.
And my next question's for Arman. Arman, how does it feel to be the first fighter representing Armenia to fight for a UFC title?
I'm so happy to be to represent my country, Armenia, Russia, and
the fight gonna be in Armenia, in Los Angeles.
Yeah, that fight gonna be my second home. It's Los Angeles because a lot of Armenian people there. I'm so excited. People so excited to watch that fight, and I'm gonna train very hard to get the belt and to be the first Armenian champion in the world.
This will be your fourth defense if you successfully defeat Arman here. Where do you think that will put you in terms of the greatest lightweights of all time?
I don't think about this, but people say I'm close to be, but I really happy to defense band against Arman because it's gonna be a huge fight for defense, first of all. It's gonna be a huge fight because first time we have the bonus to the performance of the night, but second fight is gonna be same. It's gonna be a huge fight, and this fight is fighters who have high level skills, the common event, main event, the 4 fighters who have high level skills.
Islam, first question's for you, boss. This is your first rematch in the UFC. How important is it to you to put a stamp on this fight to silence doubters saying Arman is your biggest obstacle of your career?
It's not first rematch for me. I don't like the rematches, but I told you, he's a real contender, and I don't have any options. If I see the rankings, now he's a contender, and I will defend my belt.
Thank you, sir.